So I get a ton of questions about, ChatGPT, AI, what's going to happen, what's the future. In this video, I'm going to try to talk about it. First of all, I'm curious to see what you think before I even begin, or at any time in this video. Leave a comment below. Let's hear your thoughts on AI. Let's have a whole discussion so that the machines and robots can read us and then, adapt from the comments and basically destroy us later on. I think that it is a risk, right? Like if you see enough sci-fi movies and you're like, okay, robots and AI are logical. How do we save the planet? Who's the biggest planet killer? Humans. How do we save the planet? Kill all the humans. I do think that's a risk. I also think that's a little overly simplistic. And I, for one, am excited about this. Not that we have any choice whatsoever. I know there's like a whole debate right now. It's like, should we regulate AI? Should we curb its expansion? You can't do crap, man. I'm sorry. It's already begun. And it's like, how do you stop that? I really don't think that you can, because I think that there are so many startups, so many governments, so many technology platforms that are in development, and a lot of people underestimate the power of, technological advancements, especially when there's so many advancements happening concurrently. And all of this stuff converges. So you might see one, AI innovation. You might see one quantum computing innovation. You might see one electric vehicle innovation, but all of them are related. And all of them are going to start to interconnect, I think, like one giant transformer. And it's going to be incredible to see. You do have to worry about, the consequences, the fact that there's this whole battle between Sam Altman and, Elon Musk. I don't know if you know, they both started OpenAI together. Elon Musk got busy with all of his other companies. Sam Altman took the lead. It was supposed to be open source, not for profit, but Sam Altman, because he's this, young, evil Bill Gates-esque genius, and he kind of turned it into a for-profit business, and he allied with Microsoft. So Microsoft basically owns OpenAI, ChatGPT. Elon Musk just gave an interview the other day. He's not happy because he thought he was creating AI open for humanity and the good of the people, and now it's a Microsoft profit machine. He was trying to I think what he said, he was trying to not have Google take over AI. But now it's basically Google is still going to do AI because that's what Google does. Now it's Microsoft and Google battling, who can make the most profits. Elon Musk said he's going to create a new AI for a third option. Not that he has enough time. He already has too many companies. And he tweets a million times a day too. So it's all very interesting and very gossipy right now. Will Microsoft win? Will Google win? Will Elon Musk, continue his fast, speedy career to the top and take over with his pro-humanity? I don't know. You have to understand, people think oh, Tim, you've made a lot of money, you research nonstop, you can predict. You have to understand the way that I make money in trading, the way that I teach, I don't predict, I react. I react to trends. People who try to predict in the stock market don't usually do well. They sometimes do, for a little bit. If you actually look at a lot of the biggest hedge fund managers, the biggest traders, they're making specific predictions. And if those predictions come true, they bank and they take massive bets and they have massive $100 million wins or $1 billion wins in one trade or 1 year. But all it takes for them is one good prediction, and because they're managing a lot of money or they're getting bonuses from other people's money, that's all it is. And you find that a lot of the biggest traders make 1 or 2 good predictions and they make a ton of money, and then they never really make any good predictions again because the money changes them. They don't need to bet big anymore. They get comfortable. For me, I don't have any massive wins because I always take profits too quickly. I don't try to predict. I try to react. I usually am never first on any trend. I'm second or third or fourth. I don't like buying the sector leaders, which often multiply the most over time. I like buying laggards, and I go for that quick little pop. So I'm not designed to make, I'm not optimized. I'm not designed. I'm not a computer. But I'm not optimized. My strength isn't prediction. So people say, what do I think is going to happen with ChatGPT? ChatGPT 4 just came out. What's ChatGPT 5, ChatGPT 10 going to be like? I don't know. I will say I'm open-minded. I will say, like I said, like I think I'm optimistic about all the converging technologies. I'm excited to see what happens, but I don't think you can regulate. I don't think you can stop what's already in motion. I think you just have to try to adapt. That's what I do in trading. That's what I do in teaching. I think that's probably what humanity's going to have to do. You know, I'm seeing a lot of jobs that like ChatGPT can do better, right? Like ChatGPT has already passed like the bar exam, the medical exam. They're doing things better than humans can because again, it's like machine learning. Humans learn, but our learning is very inexact. Trust me, when I try to teach humans, maybe I'll have a few robot students and they'll be my next millionaire. Maybe they'll be like, penny stock GPT. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen, but at the same time, you really have to accept it. You have to learn about it, and you have to be willing to adapt. I'll tell you, just because I'm a student of history, not just with AI, AI and math and science and engineering and programming is too complicated for me, but I'm a student of history. And anytime there's been something massive, like some massive breakthrough like this, whether it's silent films turning into talkies, whether it's horse and carriages turning into cars, whether it's, radios being the main form of entertainment for families, turning into black and white TV, turning into color TV, turning into the internet. Like you see this evolution of technology, and at first, a lot of people and a lot of companies try to resist it, right? Like there's a great movie called The Artist, which won, these Oscars, and it basically satirizes what it was like for these silent film stars to be like cast aside when, the new technology came about and you could talk on movies. Hollywood changed a lot. Like entertainment changed a lot. Same thing with radios to TV. What is that song? Pascal knows this song. What is that 80s song, or anybody who's in here? What is it? Videos killed the music. Video killed the radio star, right? That's basically what ChatGPT and AI is going to be like, where a lot of old technologies are going to disappear. Don't fight the trend. Don't try to hold on to something that's disappearing when technology has evolved. Try your best to adapt to the new stuff. If someone comes out and it's like penny stock GPT and it teaches better than I ever do, fantastic. I'm out of a job. Maybe I can then go like live a little. I still live quite a bit, but I am always brought back in from my adventures and my travels because I have to teach. I have to trade. This is what I do. I would like to be put out of business. I said this when I first got started teaching. I'm just going to teach all my patterns, everything I've learned over the years. You use it. Hopefully the patterns will stop working and I'll put myself out of business. In reality, I've showed everything. I've created, more millionaires than I thought I would, especially quicker than I thought I would, but I'm not out of business. My business is growing faster than ever because I'm so open and I'm willing to throw everything out there. And you can give someone an exact instruction and they'll still, without the proper training mindset or preparation, screw it up. Like if this were a recipe and you're a beginner cook and you give them a whole list of like 36 pages of how to prepare a dish, they'll screw it up. They don't have the experience. At least that's humans. What if ChatGPT becomes penny stock GPT or chef GPT? Humans screw up those recipes because we have a lot of stuff going on, like learning is difficult. Our imprecise actions, like maybe a recipe calls for like a quarter of a teaspoon, but we don't know what a quarter of a teaspoon is. Maybe we put a third of a teaspoon because our eyesight isn't perfect. Maybe you're blind like me, right? If there were Chef GPT, it would damn well know what a quarter of a teaspoon is, and it would be exact. So perhaps all of these exact sciences that humans try our best at, but we're not, frankly, designed or optimized for, maybe robots will take over that. Maybe food will get much better because, recipes will be followed to a T. Maybe penny stock education will get much better because there'll be someone who's not just all over the place like I am. I think you have to be willing to accept that. I do think that a lot of jobs where it is an exact science, not necessarily like being a doctor or a lawyer, because I think that, some creativity is useful. But if it's taxes, like accountants, there was a post the other day about like, what if you type into ChatGPT and you say, just do my taxes. that requires no creativity. It should have no creativity. You don't want to be creative on your taxes. And it's just simple math, and it's simple using all the rules and whatever tax loopholes. These are your taxes done in a few minutes. That, I think, is a real possibility when it's an exact thing. Like, mathematicians. You can't do math fast enough unless you're a math genius compared to a calculator. And now you have an AI, basically, calculator, which is going to learn from past equations and learn and get better. That's scary to me, how fast this stuff is learning. So right now, ChatGPT, and then just a few months later, ChatGPT 4, I don't know, what happens with ChatGPT 10, but I do know the power of compounding, right? So I'm not a programmer, I'm not good at math, but I have had experience with compounding my own trading account. Now my students, my top students are compounding their trading accounts, and almost no one sees it coming. Everyone's just putting in the work, but then when there's a good trade and you're ready for it, and let's say year 3 of your journey, you make $3,000 on a trade, but by year 6 of the journey, you have more experience, more knowledge, more size. You don't just make $3,000, you make $20,000. So you can compound your account with the same kind of trade, but with more experience. Compounding is very misunderstood. And I, myself, even though I have a lot of experience with compounding, I still don't have a full understanding of it. ChatGPT, AI, it's going to know compounding better than us. And that is when things really get exciting / crazy. Remember, we are destroying the planet right now. If you look at any data, wildlife, the environment, we're living on a planet that is considerably getting worse every year because of the way that our corporations treat the planet, because of the way that we treat the planet. There's a lot of problems. Wildlife is dying. There was just a study that said we killed 50% of wildlife in the last 70 years. Or maybe it was 70% of wildlife in the last 50 years. I don't know. I'm dyslexic sometimes. But either way, we're killing a ton of wildlife in just the past few decades. That can't continue for very much longer. Eventually, we'll have no wildlife left. We'll have no more environment left. So we're going to have to probably go to other planets. This is what Elon Musk is focused on. He's we need to go to Mars. AI, computers, that's going to help us get there. I think that maybe, what if there's conservation GPT? Again, not killing humans to save the planet. That would be bad. I hope it doesn't come to that. But there's got to be solutions. And for our little human brains to come up with these massive solutions to massive problems, I don't think we're capable. So I think we're going to need this. In terms of how do you invest in AI, which company is going to win? I mean, again, Microsoft and Google, they have the most money. They have right now the most upside on a base scale. But if you buy Microsoft or Google, what are they going to do? They might go up 20% a year, 30% a year max. They're not going to quadruple in a year. They're not going to go up 20 times. So I'm always on the lookout for the next hot AI stock. And there have been a few with very minimal headlines, but just because so many people are excited about this. So if I were you, I know that I'm not drawing many conclusions from this video, but if I were you, I would watch every single AI stock that spikes on day one. I have a pattern. It's called First Green Day. OTC stocks have been weak lately. I wish that it wasn't that way, but it's true. If OTC stocks heat up, or if there's an AI stock that's an OTC stock and it becomes a leader, I pray that happens. Just be on the lookout and be open-minded. Don't be a hater. Don't say AI definitely has to do this. AI is definitely the future. We've had a lot of trends that seem promising and then they disappear. What happened to that metaverse, eh? What happened to the NFTs, eh? Most people who invested in the metaverse or NFTs lost most or all their money. People get very excited about new trends, and they just think about best case scenario. Same thing with trading. Everyone wants to be my next millionaire student, but after a year or 2 years of grinding, that dream is dead. They stop grinding. They stop studying. The dream isn't dead. It's all perspection. Perspection? Perspection? What am I saying? Perspection? Is that a word? No, it's not a word. I told you I'm not that smart. Perspective is what I'm trying to say. It's all about perspective, right? I'm not going to edit this. I'm human. Okay? We don't have like editing tools. Otherwise, Pascal would be out of a job. Pascal's got a large family to feed. His kids are growing up. We don't want editing GPT yet, although that would be cool. Right? Is that coming? Editing GPT?
Yeah, it will.
Right? What about camera guys GPT? What about sound guy GPT? You're all screwed. It's not going to happen anytime soon, I don't think. But again, I don't know. Compounding is a scary thing. And right now it's just beginning. So will AI, is it just hype? Will AI die on the vine? Maybe. The metaverse did, although I think the metaverse will come back in a different form. I think NFTs will come back. You just can't think in terms of like one straight line. It's not like, oh, AI is here, it's definitely going to go like this. AI might go up a lot right now because everyone's excited. Then what if like the world goes into a recession, which is very likely? AI and all VC investments drop. And then you kind of have like the, Middle Ages. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember this. Do you know this, student of history, Pascal? Do you know what year they had working toilets in Rome?
Well, I know they had it during the Roman Empire.
Thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And then after the Roman Empire collapsed, how long was it until you had working toilets again?
Well, 1993.
Yeah, right?
1900s.
The answer is several hundreds, if not 1,000 years. So there was the Middle Ages where it was the Dark Ages. So we could theoretically have that with AI. Right now, everyone's all excited. Look, it's a brand new shiny toy, but we don't know the potential. We don't know the limitations. We don't know the consequences. What if everyone gets all excited about AI, but then there's like, some environmental disaster or nuclear disaster using AI, then the world bans AI. And then there's no new development because we're worried about the consequences. But then there's like a secret AI mission that takes off anyways, but because it's not government funded and because it's underground, it takes 10 years. So the world thinks that there's no AI going on, when in fact there's some underground AI that's going to take us all over in 10 years and we don't even see it coming. Same thing with cloning. Do you know the UN has banned cloning?
Yeah.
You know that? Do you remember what year was Dolly the sheep? I want to say
99.
I want to say the 90s, right? I want to say 97. Look this up. Look this up right now. I got to put this in the video. Either 97 or I'll even say 94. I don't know. Do you guys know Dolly the sheep cloned? Cover of Time magazine?
Yeah, I don't know what year it was.
94 or 97? Come on, show it to me.
Born July 5th, 1996.
19. All right, so I was wrong on everything. I'm not perfect. But it's been, 20 plus years, nearly 30 years since we cloned a sheep. But the UN banned cloning, all the early clones. You have ethical dilemmas, it's like early iPhones. Did they really work? They're messed up, early clones. Another lot of bad sci-fi movies about that. But I do believe cloning is happening in China, underground, who knows? And it's going to be something in the future. So just beware of this. And understand from a human standpoint, there's absolutely nothing we can do. From a trader standpoint, you can invest in the hype. You could try to ride the hype. Just don't believe the hype. This is what I always warn with any penny stock, with any pump and dump, with any trend. Ride it conservatively. Be cynical. Because as exciting as anything is, especially new technology, it can go bad very quickly. And you have to expect the worst. So I say ride the hype, but expect the worst. You can make money trading scared. That's my take on AI and ChatGPT. I don't know where it goes. We'll see, but I'm excited. Okay? I think that's the best way to be. You shouldn't be scared because there's nothing you can do about it either way. So be excited and try to learn about it. I do think that the sooner you learn about AI and ChatGPT, not just from a trading standpoint, but if you can get into the industry at all, read up on it, do training videos, it is a new technology worth pursuing. And I think it has more promise than the metaverse. The metaverse, I think, you could actually boil it all down to like Facebook trying to distract from their whistleblowers. And the metaverse, might not have been anything in the first place. AI is happening. The technologies are converging. Embrace it. Machines, please like me.